might have a lack of words, but I think of my dad, and he would never have a lack of words. Never. He could have a conversation with anybody. But I want to begin with Psalm 136:1. The morning after he died, it just came upon me with something I read, and I read it, and I'll just read it to you. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His faithful love endures forever. And this Bible verse gave me comfort. It gave me comfort to know that I have a loving Father, God in heaven, but I also had a wonderful Father here on earth. I'm thankful for he was a good Father and a love that will always endure. We give thanks for him every day. We are thankful so much for his wisdom, his strength, his community service, and everything that he taught all of us. He was a good father. He was a good father-in-law. He was a good brother. He was a good grandpa. He was a good uncle. He was a good ditch digger. He was a good board member, and he was a good community member. He just was a plain good man. He loved our mom. He loved us kids. He loved Matt and I, and he especially loved our brother Jeff. He loved his grandkids. He loved Brooklyn, Warren, Baylor, and Brick. And he was proud of each one of you. He loved his sisters, Judy and Jane. He loved his nieces and his nephews. He loved all his family and his friends. He loved serving his community, whether he was tiling or at a meeting. He served people with a big heart and a big smile. His love, it will endure in our hearts forever.
Yes, Ken was a man who liked to tell stories and to talk. And Teresa, I trust he's proud of you. I want to read one memory that was posted on the website, the Hogan River website, from Ronald Pedersen. I've known Petty Officer Abrams for roughly 50 years. We met in Minneapolis at the Navy Reserve installation. We had many adventures while in the Navy together, and trips to Lowry Air Force Base in Denver, and a number of trips to the Fleet Intelligence Center located in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. He visited us in Minnesota, and we visited Northwood. Ken started the tradition of the pig roast at our annual picnic with the Navy. Later, he showed me how to roast a hog at the island campground in Red Wing, where my wife and I had seasonal campsite. I remember laughing so hard with Ken that I had tears running down my face. Of course, he had his ever-present handkerchief that he would use to wipe the crazy tears from his face. Ken was a mixture of courage, humor, hard work, dedication to family and the flag. He wasn't always right, but he always tried. Okay, I could share a ton of stories, but some of them might not want me to share. I'll just say that Ken would come to my rescue anytime, at any place, if I asked. He was loyal to me as a friend, and I'll miss him like crazy. Ron, Chief Pedersen. We turn now to God's holy word. A very appropriate passage for this day, for the season of fall. Hear the word of the Lord from Ecclesiastes chapter 3. For everything there is a season, and a time for every matter under heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to throw away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. And continuing with verse 14, I know that whatever God has done endures forever. Nothing can be added to it, nor anything taken from it. God has done this so that all should stand in awe before him. Here ends our Old Testament lesson. We turn now to special music.